Digi continues to bring COVID relief to the Philippines, giving aid to blind masseurs. 2 volunteers overcome laziness and TV addiction to become recycling volunteers. I'm Sean Scanlon. This is DI Headlines. Let's get started. Pandemic relief continues to flow into the Philippines as volunteers recently went to Antipolo City to distribute rice and daily necessities for a group of visually impaired masseurs. Here's more.
No work, no pay, sabi nila. Mahirap po, no? Mahirap. Hanggang ngayon, mahirap pa rin. Kasi nasa pandemic pa tayo.
The pandemic has lasted for a year. Digi's Philippines chapter has not interrupted the rescue plan volunteers distributed for the first time in Antipolo City. The recipients were a group of visually impaired masseurs.
Most people right now, plenty of people doesn't have job, yes, but they have options to look for other way of living. But like this group, it's really hard, super hard.
Alfredo, 68, has been blind for nearly 30 years, and days prior to the pandemic, he could make enough money to support himself, but now he has no meals and can only live on government subsidies.
After
the COVID outbreak, because of the lockdown policy, our income has dropped drastically. There are no tourists and no one comes out to spend. We can't make any money at all. Thank you, Tzu Chi, for helping us in this way and letting us visually impaired people have food to eat.
Volunteers brought them rice and many other necessities. This jeepney driver, Renato, received Digi assistance last year. This time, he also brought friends to serve everyone.
Tzu Chi helped us before, so now it's time for us to give back. Thank you, Tzu Chi, for providing us with great help during the pandemic.
This distribution in Antipolo City will continue for 3 months as assistance during the pandemic is extremely precious.
In Gongliao, New Taipei City, a solitary man, Mr. Lin, suffers from a moderate mental disorder. Digi began to take care of him, providing food and clothes with 58 volunteers visiting him to clean his house, spending more than 5 hours completing the task. Take a look.
The dilapidated old house is Mr. Lin's home, but 5 hours ago, it was impossible to imagine that there were people living there.
At first, I saw that his living environment was very messy. He lives alone and has no relatives around him. It was really unbearable. So I helped him deliver lunch and interacted with him. Then I told him that our city volunteers can help you clean your environment.
Mr. Lin suffers from moderate mental disorder. Tzu Chi has been caring for him since before the Chinese New Year and finally obtained permission to clean his home.
He is a traumatized person, so we have to be more careful when we interact with him. While helping him clean up the environment, he must consider his mood. Not only cleaning the environment, his heart must also be helped.
On this visit, volunteers brought bedding set, refrigerator, shelf, locker, and gas stove, as well as his most heartwarming gift.
He told me before that his quick boiling pot was broken, and I promised him to bring him one. So when he saw the quick boiling pot today, he was so happy. In fact, he understood anything. Because he knew everything, he said that he was moved to tears.
Thanks to all Digi sisters in unity, their strength, the group came to help me clean the house. I am very grateful.
Putting on his new clothes, Mr. Lin handed over the banana he planted to express his gratitude.
To give elderly people more support in their old age, Digi provides special help in the areas of medicine and daily assistance. A 73-year-old woman surnamed Li lives alone in Damsui, New Taipei City.
She fell in her bathroom a few years ago and was concerned about her health, asking Tzu Chi for help with home repairs. Here's more.
Because she's not married and has no children, she's so lonely. When we got her file, we took her to Danshui McCain Hospital and did a whole day check. It was found that her hip was broken. She was hospitalized immediately, and the chief physician performed an operation on her 2 days later. After the operation, he told me that they have even corrected her leg length discrepancy.
Now she uses a walker for rehabilitation, and now she can walk 90 meters, which means she can go around her terrace 3 times. The physiotherapist continues to encourage her to do rehab as she is very strong. Take a look at her now.
Because it has been corroded, we painted it with the special wall cancer paint so it won't fall down.
It's easy to use toilets now. There are handrails to help me, and I'm not afraid anymore. Since last week, I go to the toilets by myself during the day now. I can save some money as I only use diapers at night.
Since this elderly woman is alone, providing her with love can allow her to get her life back step by step, and in the end, she can eventually achieve the doctor's goal of being able to walk into the clinic on her own.
In Taipei City, a man fell from a scaffold at work last year and suffered serious head and right shoulder injuries. Huge medical expenses were a burden for his family, who required assistance. Digi brought some aid, including a second-hand mattress, which was donated by a 5-star hotel. Volunteers carried the mattress up a hill to deliver it to his home. Take a look.
Volunteers work together to unload the bed from the truck. The challenge is yet to come. After going uphill, they turn into a 2-person wide pathway, and finally, they have to carry the bed up the stairs without using the cart.
We have come to assess the condition before. Anyway, we have to break through any difficulties, because as long as the client needs it, we have to do it.
Because when I raise my arms, they're still painful and haven't recovered yet. These brothers came to deliver the bed for me. The path is so narrow and curved, and they had to carry the bed up the hill. It really took a lot of effort. I'm really thankful for the sisters and brothers.
Mr. He fell from the scaffold in June last year. Since then, he has received much care.
After a neighbor told me about his situation, we came to care for him. Actually, we have only limited resource, so we reported his case to Tzu Chi's sister. Fortunately, we have many Tzu Chi brothers and sisters here in Yonghe Borough to help us.
It's very good. We have been cooperating very well. Please feel free to ask us for help. Otherwise, we'll be bored.
Whether he is a resident, the borough chief, or a Tzu Chi volunteer, everyone is willing to offer a helping hand, spreading the love through labors.
Tzu
Tzu Chi volunteers Qing-Su Lian and Tan Choi Hung have dedicated their retirement to recycling efforts, but before they did so, one was addicted to TV and the other was reluctant to participate in Tzu Chi events. Let's see what made them change their minds.
Stepping into the classroom to teach these students how to fold aluminum foil bags into a basket, Tzu Chi volunteer Tan Choi Hung loves to share his tips and tricks to make the earth more sustainable. It's hard to imagine he was once not interested in recycling.
In the beginning, I just took my wife to the recycling station for her to sort recyclables. I would then sit in the car and eat, then wait for her to be done. When the manager of the station saw me, he asked my wife why I was just sitting there and not helping. Then he came over to invite me and he began to explain to me the recycling process, and slowly I began to see value in it.
After countless invitations, Tan finally became certified in 2013 and has been giving meaning to their life together with his wife.
In the past, I would watch all types of dramas that I can get my hands on. Korean ones, Indian ones, Cantonese ones, mainland ones. I would watch until pretty late at night. After we installed the ITV, I would watch that after about half a year, I listened to the master's teachings, where she talked about volunteers who do recycling and they are in their 70s and 80s. They didn't have any worries and are happy to be doing recycling. I finally woke up, it seems. I'm only in my 50s now, and I've just been addicted to playing games and watching TV. I woke up to realize I could do more.
If my wife can quit watching TV and change, then there's no reason for me not to change with her. So we go recycling together.
The couple are living a colorful life. Currently, their 4 children are grown, and the couple's responsibility has switched from family to society. No matter if it's the recycling station, school promotion activities, or home visitations, the couple are always eager to participate. And although they are retired, they are not resting. Instead, they do their best to bring meaning and depth to their lives.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia, Selangor, initiated a vegetarian cuisine charity sale. And as the earnings were used for charity purposes, locals supported the cause eagerly. Take a look.
Early in the morning, the smell of good food comes from Selangor's Tzu Chi Sri Dharmsara recycling station's kitchen. Nearly 20 Tzu Chi volunteers work together, preparing 100 dishes.
I am happy and joyful because I heard about the vegetarian food charity sale, and that the money made from the sale can be used for helping others.
All the earnings from the charity sale are donated to the Tzu Chi Foundation. Corresponding to the vegetarianism trend, going meatless is being promoted.
They told me it's delicious and good, and also have high expectations. Ingredients have to be good, and we must do it sincerely.
According to my understanding, Pad Thai originates from Hong Kong. Because at the time when people were poor, people used a bucket, adding in a bit of meat and vegetables, celebrating the new year together. Like in the past, we added layers and layers of food. This was how Pad Thai started.
Delicious food along with a good intention, volunteers set out to do more good deeds.
In Indonesia, 8-year-old Rito suffered from severe epilepsy. His father lost his job since the outbreak of the pandemic. The family can only rely on his mother's meager income from selling handmade moji. Volunteers visit them regularly to provide them with the strongest moral support. Here's more.
8-year-old Rito is lying in bed with his arms and legs curled up and deformed, suffers from severe epilepsy. He grew up with the disease since he was 8 months old. To his parents with a meager income, the medical expenses have been a great burden.
Since my son has fallen sick, our days have been very sad and difficult. But as Allah has arranged it in this way, we can only accept and face it sincerely.
Since the outbreak of the pandemic last year, Rito's father has lost his job. So the family only relied on his mother to make mochi and sell it to a nearby store to earn a living. Tzu Chi has started to provide formula subsidies 2 years ago and still continues during the pandemic.
Because of the pandemic, sometimes we care for care recipients through the internet, but in this way, we can't really understand their needs. This time, I just have time to come to their home personally to care. At least I can understand the condition of the child.
The father, who has been unemployed for 1 year, earns a meager allowance by teaching neighbors' children to recite sutras. Volunteers' regular home visitations will undoubtedly give the parents the strongest support.
I have only one wish now. I hope the whole situation will not get worse, because my husband lost his job. At present, I can only make money by selling mochi. All this is arranged by Allah. I hope we can find our way out soon.
Sichuan Sifang Dai Technology Company became a local safety enterprise after the Wenchuan earthquake. It launched the Great Love essay collection to encourage employees to express touching emotions.
A beautiful photo with words expressing emotion has become a masterpiece widely circulated on the internet. Starting from January this year, Sichuan Sifang Dai Technology Company promotes a collection of great love essays to encourage employees to discover and retain the beauty around them.
In order for my colleagues to discover the beauty around us after work, for example, beautiful people, things as well as scenery, and share them with everyone, so that everyone can know there are so many beautiful things around us that is worth our attention and discovery.
This collection of great love essays has a different theme every month. January is home and February is spring. Employees can take photos anywhere in the company and share their touching moments.
In the essay, the spirit of bees is written. In fact, it is the spirit of our staff working here. In daily life, our staff is as cute as the little bees, while at work, we're also like the little bees, working diligently and without any complaints.
After busy work, we may stop for a while to take a look at the beauty around us so as to beautify our life.
In the United States, the Digi Great Love Preschool and Kindergarten in Dallas, Texas has gone through many challenges due to COVID, as the faculty did their best to modify teaching plans and increase positivity within the group.
To complete this one, you can start from this to complete, to draw any picture, just start from this C-line stuff. If there is no correct answer, just think and draw.
With no limits to creativity, a small card can bring great inspiration. Dallas Tzu Chi Great Love Preschool and Kindergarten participated in the group seminar where the topic of every class tied in closely to the education goals.
She's so helpful and good heart. We are a good team together. Thank you.
The virtues they are reading are of themselves, but are all written by other people. This activity inspires tolerance and learning to see other people's virtues, building the fundamentals of a strong team.
We hope to help the teachers understand that communication is very important in our everyday workings.
In the past year, our education team has been through some challenging times, but now we finally see the light of day.
Even under the pandemic, no matter how much the education's method need to change, with positive thinking and good communication, the quality of education is certain to only improve.
Si Shulian's daughter is a DigiCare recipient. A bout of high fever at birth left her with a severe disability. Last year, he had prostate surgery and had to send his daughter to a care facility. though he continues to visit her 3 times a week.
When I go, I'll check her face to see if it's dirty, and I'll wash it, or I'll brush her teeth. Then I'll check to see if she has wounds on her body, such as diaper rash or something. If there are wounds, I'll tell the nurse to have them apply ointment. When it's time to leave, I'll just go without letting her know. Otherwise, if I tell her, then she'll want to go home with me. So I come often to visit and hug her. I'm 74 and Yating is 33. The older I get, the less strength I have. I open this and put it to the side. This is a blood thinner. This is for cholesterols, and this is for my prostate. This one is high blood pressure. I take this 3 times a day. This is for gout. The problem with my heart is a bigger problem. I should have my cardiac valve replaced, but the doctors don't suggest it due to my age. When I think about how there's no one to take care of my daughter after I'm gone, it makes me sad.
你好，我们是慈济的志工。我来讲那个雅婷的查尔。去他家看的时候，就好像是一个婴儿，但是来这里，他突然间好像长大，真的，有像一个少女了。
Look at how big she's gotten. We are so happy. She's got some meat on her bones. She was so skinny before. She should have come here earlier. The dad is very thoughtful. He visits at least 3 times a week. When we see his lonely figure, our hearts reach out to him. But we still wish him the best because this is the best scenario for both of them.
I am donating to help others and see if that will bring more blessings to Yating. Maybe in the next life, she can have a better life.
Digi volunteers in the United States cooperated with YMCA Kiwanis and the police for a monthly food distribution for poor families at a high school in San Gabriel. We leave you with these images. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.